Hi there, it's Denise with another video tutorial for you guys today. And today we're going to create this card, and I just love this card. I don't know, I just like the way the leaves go up and shows a little bit of paper. It almost reminds me of, you know, where on buildings, like there'd be stucco or something like that, and it's kind of peeling off, and then you see kind of behind it. I don't know, it's like that, or like paint, and there's in an old house, and then there's wallpaper behind there. Of course, this wallpaper is pretty. So I don't know, that's what it reminds me of. And so we are going to make this card, and I'm going to change it up just a little bit with the sentiment. And I only have a little bit of this rich raspberry ribbon, velvet ribbon left. So I'm not going to make this bow. We're just going to make something a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what I have done is, now I've already done this, ran through the Big Shot, but I took a piece of Whisper White that was cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and I used the leaf from the Botanical Tags Thinlit dies. And in their goodie bag, they all got the Botanical Bliss. Was that Blitz? Yeah, I think Bliss. Yeah, Botanical Bliss stamp set. And then so I created 4 cards, and a couple of them used these Thinlits. I don't know what I was thinking cutting that. And I had to cut this 3 times, 17 times. But I liked the way the card came out, and so they were worth it. Okay. And the reason why I had to cut them out is because I had a lot of my attendees were online only, and so that's why I cut them from everybody. Okay, so what I did was I took my leaf Thinlit, and I started right at the end. You can see I have just a little bit of hanging off right here, and I kind of angled it down a little bit because I want it to be able to end down here with the 3rd cut. And then after I cut that, I lifted, and it will actually lift up a little bit, but I lifted up this one, okay, and I put my die underneath it just a little bit to cut it, and then I cut my second one. You want to make sure that your the edge right here that cuts, this edge right here that cuts is underneath this flower. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, just needs to be enough to be able, because you want these to connect so they're all running together, it looks like. And then I did the same thing down here. Now when I got down here, I could have stopped, like I could have went like this, but I wanted to make sure that I had a little piece up here, an edge here, and then a little straight edge up down here. So that's kind of why I cut that. All right, so now we're going to take that away. We're going to go ahead and remove this. Okay. And you could do something with that if you'd like, or just use it as scrap. And then we're actually going to take our leaves off first for a minute. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there we go. Now I'm going to try to keep them in order so I know how they go. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is take some of the Share What You Love DSP. I love this DSP, and there's so much of it for the price point that you pay. And now this is cut at the same 4 inches by 5 1/4, because we're going to take this and it's going to lay literally right on top. So all you're just going to see is this part right here. So we're going to go ahead and take some adhesive, and I'm going to go ahead and use Tombow, because that's what we're going to use on the other part with the leaves. So just put it there, and make sure there's some in the corner there. All right, and then we're going to take this. And also another reason why I'm using Tombow is because I really want this to line up perfectly before it dries. Okay. Okay. I want to be right on spot. I don't want to see any. There you go, like that. Okay. Now the next thing you're going to do is, I don't want both sides of the leaf to have glue, because I want this side to be more free, and then this side needs to be glued down to go right back where it came from. So how I did that was I took a little Tombow, and I just did a little dot, literally just a little dot, just enough to tack it down in each one of these cutouts. Okay. Okay, and I think that's where it ends. One right there. Okay. All right, and now we're going to take our leaf. That's this one right here. No, it's this one right here. That's why you got to have it in order. Okay, and then we're going to take and lay it down. And it's going to, just like a puzzle, it's going to fit right back in there. Okay. One thing about Tombow, it can be a little messy. I have a love-hate relationship with Tombow, as I think most people out there do. So just keep it real, but that's what was needed. Okay, so you can see the Tombow's going to hold this side, and this side's going to be up because you're not gluing it. But it will stay adhered, so you know it won't go nowhere. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. And put, whoops, I don't really want it on the Whisper White. We're going to do the same thing here and lay this one down. And I kind of use this leaf that's going out, this one right here that's going out, that's as my guide. So I'm just going to put these back in here. Oh, I keep coming back and lifting that up by accident. And I'm going to use my pokey tool or my paper piercing tool so I don't get no glue on my hands like I've already done. And then remove some of that glue off of there. And then just put a little bit, that's why I said just a light dot. You don't want to be heavy-handed with this at all. Okay. And then we're going to put this one. Now, I know you guys will notice that at the end of this one there seems to be a leaf missing, and you can go and get that leaf and put it in there. I didn't. I just left it open or left it missing because it's just a little piece. I'll show you right here. See that piece right there? But I mean, you can't really even tell it. All right, so there we go. That's how that's done. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere it to my rich Razzelberry mat. This is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And yes, there's a hole missing. That's because I cut the circle we need for this out. And you're not going to see it because it's behind here. See, look at that. And I'm all about saving paper, especially DSP or cardstock. Well, both. So we're going to put this on here. And then attach this, and I know that's probably on that right on that hole, but it's not going to touch your paper, so it's okay. Well, it might touch a little bit of your paper. You could use your silicone mat. Mine's right here somewhere. I usually keep it right here. I think I picked it up. Okay, I'm just going to wipe over that. Let's just make sure we don't put our card. I'm gonna put that right there so I know. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our ribbon and we're gonna put some ribbon on there. And let me get it. That's the only thing I forgot to grab. Now, an alternative to the velvet ribbon is you could use this, but it doesn't really match. I mean, it's more berry burst, you know. But if you had to, you could do that. But I just liked the velvet on here. So literally, look, you guys. Because I used the whole spool for my bingo party. All right. So what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna measure it. I'll show you guys this is what I do. So I'm gonna measure it a little bit in. Okay. I'm gonna go down about right there. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing that I've done before. I'm going to use a little bit of tape to hold that down. Tape works. Masking tape works beautifully to hold ribbon down. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take the leftover ribbon and trim off this little straggly piece. And I am going to just tie a knot and see if that looks okay. All right. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to do this one over. And I'm going to try to where the velvet is on top, okay? And it might go like this better. Okay, I'm not gonna trim it just yet until we get our circles on there. Okay, so I'm gonna take a piece, just a scrap piece of Whisper White, big enough to cut out a 1 3/4 inch circle. And I'm gonna take the Sentiment Miss You. Instead of doing a thank you, I'm gonna do a missed you card, because I have somebody I miss and I wanna send them a card. So I thought, oh, I'll just change it up so I can send this one. Okay. So I'm gonna ink it up in our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Okay, and I'm just gonna put it in there in the middle as best I can on this scrap piece of Whisper White. And then I'm going to take my punch, my circle punch. I'm going to use it this way. I'm going to try to punch it left-handed. Even though I am left-handed, I do still do things right-handed. And I'm going to line it up. That looks good. Like that. Okay. Now, I've already cut out a 2-inch vellum piece and then a 2 1/4 inch rich raspberry, because we cut it out of the back of our cardstock. And then I'm just gonna kind of put these, lay them together, but kind of like making a little circle in a way with it. So kind of like this, okay? First thing I want to do is I'm going to use some of my Tombow, and I'm just going to put just on the edge right here, because I know that's about where I want to put this. So I'm going to put it right about, let's see, yeah, right here. Okay. Now that's going to lay on the vellum, and then I'm going to pick up my vellum, and I know I can put some right here, and that's going to lay on top of the, and you don't want to go all the way to the bottom, because some of this hangs off the edge. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this right about there, and that'll hold. Whoops, I want it to come off there a little bit. Yeah, okay, there we go with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to put on the card base. Can you, am I out of the shot, guys? Oh my goodness, I hope not. I hope you guys have been seeing what I've been able to do. I just looked up and said, oh no. Okay. And our card base is going to be actually out of Pear Pizzazz this time. And this is cut at 11 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to fold this over. And you can score it at 5 1/2. And now on the original, I used Crumb Cake, but then I ran out of it and it hadn't come in yet, and I had to get their goodie bags sent off with their making tape materials. So I switched to Pear Pizzazz, and I like it with Pear Pizzazz. So it just changes it up just a little bit. So we're just going to line this up on our card base. All right. Why did that not? Was that not cut right? Okay. Then I'm going to take some dimensionals and put on the back of here. And one thing about the dimensionals, because you want it over the ribbon, I'm going to have to push this ribbon down a little bit. You want it to go over the top of the ribbon. I would put a dimensional right here and right here. So basically at the top and the bottom. And I got one more out. I didn't need it. You only really need 2. All right, and then we're just going to lay this down. Let's see, about right there. Yep. And then I'm going to bring this back over, and I'm going to try, I should probably, there we go. I just kind of want it to follow this way. It's going to go where it wants to go, isn't it? And then I'm just going to trim it. And trim this side. Okay. Ooh, I cut that a little bit short. That's okay. Well, let me trim this one then. I probably did that a little bit short, but it's okay. I think I kind of like it without, like this one instead of the bow. Let's try to do something fun with the bow, but I think I kind of like it without the bow. Okay. We're just gonna make sure that's not warping a little bit. It's not wanting to lay down for some reason. I don't know. Come on, lay down. Okay, so there we go. And there's our card. So we have a thank you now and a miss you card. And I'm gonna go back and watch this video, and if you guys see this one, then most everything you guys seen was in shot. If not, then I had to re-record it. Okay guys, well thanks, and I'll have a link down below that will list out all the sizes, the measurements, and the products that I used for link to my blog post. All right guys, thanks. Have a great day. Bye.